And we're live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 12. It's our Dirty Dozen for Watch What Now, the podcast that talks about the good, bad, and everything in between. Movies that'll make you wonder, what the hell did I just watch? But it is also my wonderful co host, little, guess you would say, trip into the horror genre. And speaking of co hosts, I am Eric from Hey Internet, Eric here. With me is my wonderful co host and someone I consider a good friend. She's an AVN Hall of Famer, a former radio show host, and someone who sadly lost the game of Dodge the Icicle. Miss Melissa Hill. Melissa, other than that incident, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing okay. You know what? I actually meant to have the eyeglasses here. Hi, Panda. To show everyone, but maybe I'll have it the next episode for the Baker's Dozen. If today is the Dirty Dozen, then episode 13 will be the Baker's Dozen. But yeah, I was like, you know what? That icicle is really bothering me, and I'm gonna because it was outside the garage, and I was tired of leaving, ice on the ground because it drips, and then it turns into ice, and I had construction guy. Anyway, whatever. So I had the bright idea of taking my snow shovel and and I was looking up at it and I knocked it down, and it hit right here. I know it hit me there because that's where my glasses broke. So I was
You're lucky you're wearing your glasses, man.
I know. I was like, okay, point made. Not gonna do that anymore. However, today I couldn't help myself, and I went back out there and trying to knock them down. But I stood on the other side this time.
Smart. Hello to Patrick and Anthony in the chat. Before we get to episode 12, the subject of our episode. First off, we want to thank everybody who has made our little show grow. It really has. Our Facebook page is now over 50 likes, which, considering Facebook, that is an achievement, at least for us. I'm proud of that. We are getting our views, or our listens, I guess you'd say, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are growing. So I am proud of that. And we've always said that we do show favoritism on this show. So if you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we'll read it out, and then we will do our best to contact you if you send us a screenshot, and you can choose a future episode. And I found this out back on January 30th. We got our second 5-star review. JM2112 Rock. He is on the Instagram channel Cigars and Donut Killer, I believe. And he was nice enough to write, I listened to a lot of movie and particular horror movie review podcasts. This one is even more fun because one of the podcasters, Melissa, didn't really enjoy horror in the past. So it's fun to go on this journey with her. Eric is really carefully curating this for his friend, Melissa. Clearly, he wants her to have a good experience. Definitely worth a listen.
Makes you sound like a museum, like you're in the old museum of horror.
And on this shelf here, we have from the 1980s.
Curated, such a fancy word. But yeah, thank you to him for that awesome review. That was really cool.
Yeah, and I've contacted him from the Watch What Now Instagram, and I know, Melissa, you have talked to him because he's the one that told you that it was his review. So if you're listening, bud, please contact one of us, and we will take your suggestion for a future episode. We appreciate everything you guys do to help make this little podcast grow, and the fact that we're getting positive feedback. I mean, we love doing this every 2 weeks anyway, but the fact that people are listening and enjoying it, to me, Melissa, that it just makes it even more worthwhile. We're doing something right. We're doing something fun.
So if he goes to the Facebook page, to the up and coming, or
coming, I think I got it called Coming Soon,
which could be any amount of time.
Yeah.
to be determined. Anyway, pick any of the movies that are in that file, and it'll go straight to the top.
That's right. Like I said, we have no problem showing favoritism. We're definitely going to be regretting that come March. And Melissa knows why. Damn it, Shelley. But before we get to that, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I threw this idea out to Melissa because it's, when it's the horror community, 99% of people think of this movie. And this was actually brought up, I think, in our first Watch What Now episode when I was asking you about your history. Today we're talking My Bloody Valentine from 1981. Now,
Right.
Melissa, I don't remember what we said conversation-wise about your history in My Bloody Valentine. Do you remember, or what is your history with the movie?
I think I said in that episode, I said that I did see it. I saw it as a kid. My dad used to go to the neighborhood, videotape rental store. I don't remember what they're called anymore. They had VHS, and I think they still had Beta at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and he would bring home. Well, he would go like every week, and would always bring home like a stack of movies. So it was kind of fun, because we never knew what he was bringing home. Anyway, one time he brought home My Bloody Valentine, and we watched it. And so I think in the episode where I mentioned it to you, I said I just remember it having something to do with a mine.
Okay.
That was kind of it. A killer in a mine, which at the time didn't really make sense. But and watching it today kind of doesn't make sense because
we're going to get into it. This is one of those movies that is on a pedestal, and I don't know why that pedestal is as high as it is.
Oh, is it? Is it really?
Oh, yeah, it really is. Like, this is one of those, like, I, air quotes, got into an argument, I guess you would say, on X, because that's what X is for, is just arguing with people. And I said how we were going to be doing, I was promoting the show, and I said, this person was like, oh, one of the best, blah, 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 like everyone says. And I said, really? I've only seen it the one time, and I remember it just being okay. I remember enjoying the remake more. I think it's more fun. And he just like went off. He couldn't believe it. He said this is the person I talk to a lot. He's like, wow, I'm so fucking disappointed and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's just a fucking movie. I can't wait to watch this and see if you're yanking my chain or whatever. But it really is. 80s slashers tend to be put on a huge pedestal for some reason. And you will find out that when you go through this little trip into horror, well, they might not deserve it.
Well, okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hold on. Compared to what was him? Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm sorry, but I liked this one more.
That is fine. That is fine. That is fine. Now that's not saying much. That's not saying much, but
I know. Well, I guess I'm going to go straight to the end of the show because I also liked it more than liked it and is in a sort of way. When I was watching it, I remember I texted you. I was like, wow, they don't waste any time getting into like the blood and gore. So as far as like a horror movie goes, I do. Okay. When I watched it as a kid, I kind of remember it being, cheesy. And then later, sorry, I'm going all over the place. And then later as I grew up and got more in, how movies are discussed in Hollywood and there's like A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list or whatever. Yeah. I remember I reflected upon this film because, it did have a little bit of an imprint in my mind.
Okay.
From watching it. I guess I must have been 11. There's my age. I was 11 because I'm sure it went straight to video. That was the other thing too. Watching the movie back then, I was like, I don't remember this, being in a theater, and
yeah, it was.
It was. It was in a. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll look right now. You can go ahead and keep talking. I'll look to see how much money it made.
Well, maybe I was 12 then, by the time it came out on video. But I just was like, yeah, it was. I don't know why. It just really stood out. And then, when I was watching it today, and it's the very, very beginning, like they go down and it's this chick, hot blonde chick. She takes off her, does that. And, and the guys.
Yeah, it's pure 80s, the way she was shaking her hair and everything. I'm like, good God.
She also had a heart-shaped tattoo because if
Mm-hmm.
you remember, I was in a film called The Girl with the Heart-Shaped Tattoo.
Yep,
I had that same
Yep.
little lipstick.
I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I thought of was your box cover.
And then I was watching, and then so as she's like caressing the breathing apparatus and everything, and I was like, I see the line now. I see how it happened for me.
Yeah.
How it was that I got into the genre of film that I did because my dad brought home this movie. There's clearly it's it's a little, I don't want to say pornographic, but it's a little sexualized there at the very beginning. I mean, the very beginning is a hot blonde tossing her hair, and only she's naked and the guy isn't.
That's the 80s.
Yeah, and then the way she's playing with the breathing apparatus. So I felt like it just when I was watching it, and I was thinking tonight, I was watching it tonight, and I was thinking back. I was like, you know what, that probably did have some sort of imprint in my mind into thinking that the genre of film that I embarked upon was okay. I mean, because my dad, we're watching this with my parents as a kid, and anyway, whatever, rambling.
Yeah, it was very, very sexualized. That's the way. Again, she's the only one getting topless, and I never noticed it before. Like I said, I've only seen this like once or twice before last night, and the way she was grabbing his breathing apparatus, it was very, very sexual and stuff like that. And I found out, and according to Wikipedia, this was released in theaters February 11th, 1981. Budget of 2.3 mil, and it made 5.7. So it made a profit. So yeah, it was not straight to video.
Okay.
So all right. Well, we already talked about that. We have the two miners in the mine, and we think they're working. You find out it's the hot blonde. She takes off her clothes. She plays with his breathing apparatus, and then he focuses on the heart tattoo on her chest. He loses it. He grabs her and just impales her on the back of a hook or a pipe that's sticking out of the wall. And I literally wrote,
"It's the thing, the axe."
It's the pickaxe. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote, I shake my head when the camera closes up on her mouth, and boom, we get like this animated My Bloody Valentine. So it does definitely set the tone.
Right.
And then it gets really, really interesting because we meet the miners.
Well, wait, should we explain what the movie's about first?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay, sure. So it's 1981, and it's 20 years after a deadly mining accident took place when 5 miners were trapped in a mine while the rest of the town was out hooting and hollering it up on Valentine's Day, including the 2 managers. What do you call it? Foreman, the 2 job foremen. So the 2 job foremen couldn't wait any longer. They went to the party. A horrible accident happened in the mine. Those people died
because they didn't check the methane gas levels. They wanted to get to the party, and then I guess they were trapped for 5 weeks, I think, and then only Harry Warden survived. And
6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay.
Yeah, and they show him eating.
Yeah, he had to resort to cannibalism to survive. And a year later, he killed the 2 foremen. He was sent to a medical institute, and then they canceled Valentine's Day in, I guess you'd say, in the town for 20 years. And then this is the first time where we're going to have a Valentine's Day dance with these air quotes kids. And Harry Warden is sending little calling cards and warning people not to have the Valentine's Day dance, and hilarity ensues, I guess you would say.
Right. I was a little, at the beginning, because they're like, oh, it's Harry Warden. First off, the name made me laugh, but
yeah,
it's Harry Warden sending the sign. I'm like, well, if he was in a psychiatric hospital for 20 plus years, how is he able to send warnings out to everybody? I mean, well, first off, they didn't even know if he was alive or dead. Sounds eerily familiar, like Halloween. It's like,
everybody had to rip off Halloween, man.
Right. It was like, what is it with these horror film, these psychiatric hospitals not keeping track of their patients?
They just let it. I know. Well, they had Michael Myers roaming around free in the fields, and then he sneaks into the car and drives.
Right.
yeah, we get to the end of the shift, and then we just see these. We think they're just regular men in their 40s. We don't realize they're the air quotes the kids that are going to be at the dance. And there's just a lot of weird. Just they're playing with each other in the shower, playing grab ass and throwing soap at each other. They're throwing soap at each other, and it's just it goes from there.
So it cuts to present day.
Yeah.
And now we're at the mine, and it's the current, employees working, and like you said, it shows the shift change.
Mm-hmm.
One shift going down to the mine, as another one's coming up, and then all of a sudden, it was a locker room scene, except with men.
It had
not used to that.
I'm not, I have no problem, seeing naked men. I've seen them before, but this definitely had the opposite effect of the locker room scene from Carrie in the very beginning of that one.
Right. Well, thank God nobody had their period in this one.
Yeah.
So,
oh God. Yeah. That's a different My Bloody Valentine. Anyways.
But I did write here. I said, do miners always play with wet towels after their shifts?
I just don't get it. I mean, I understand if they were immature, like high schoolers or even early, like college freshmen, I get it. That's what they do. They're stupid like that. But these people look like they were in their 30s to 40s. And then we cut from them playing grab ass in the shower to them getting in their cars and driving to wherever they need to go. And for some reason, banjo music is playing. I thought I was watching like the fucking Dukes of Hazzard or something while they were driving to the town. I did not know what I was getting into.
Well, I guess that was their way of letting us know that it's a hillbilly, excuse me, a hillbilly coal mining town.
It makes sense. And then what happens is we find out, the kids are trying to prepare the Valentine's Day dance. And the reason why I say kids is we meet the mayor, and I can't think of her name. Mabel. Mabel's the lady who owns the laundromat. She's also helping set it up. And the mayor walks in and says, "Hey, kids, how you doing, kids?" And these are the fucking kids that we're following. Like, see, this girl here looks like she's pushing maybe 25. Same with the blonde in the back. This guy is like 32. And this guy here, I had to get a close-up of this guy. This motherfucker is definitely 45 to almost 50. But he's one of the kids. So,
well, to all the older folk, they are the kids. So, what do you
think? Everyone to say. And I definitely wrote, like, they're not unlikable characters, I don't think. There's not much to them, but I also wrote that the men are definitely dating women out of their league. But then again, you also said you texted me, you said something like, that's all they had available, I guess, in this hillbilly town.
Oh, look, I feel bad saying hillbilly. We should take that back. But
no, I got hillbillies in my family. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay. So why? Okay. All right. Okay. And yeah, or blue net. What do you call it? Blue
collar?
No, not blue collar, but like Blue Ridge. The
bluegrass.
Thank you.
Bluegrass. There you go. Well, that explains that explains the banjo music. Jeez, right. I mean, it could be worse. We could be calling them Sons of the Earth or something like that.
Right.
But
I mean, bluegrass music still has its place in music and in current times. So especially out here.
In the middle of nowhere, yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. So I felt right at home. As a matter of fact, I did. I was like, oh wow, you know what? I've seen a lot of buildings look like that around here. That's what they are.
Well, you do now have a wood burning stove, which I'm very jealous of. So you know what? That is perfect for the middle of the nowhere of the country. I love it.
So, and I mean, even the downtown, had a slight resemblance to where I live now. A little bit.
Bit.
Yeah, a little bit more so than where I came from.
Yeah, big difference. So after we meet these kids, the mayor, like I said, the mayor shows up with Mabel. They talk. They say, "Hey, we're gonna have a good time." And then the mayor has gotten a Valentine's gift. It's just the stereotypical heart, where you think there's a box of chocolates in it. He's getting a ride from the sheriff into town. And inside, we have a human heart. Yes, we have a human heart. Now, how are you, Melissa, on this trip concerning gore lately? Like, we jumped headfirst with the substance, and I know there were some scenes in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which were a little gory for you. How was this one for you? Because the 80s were known for its splatter and gore effects. How was this one bad for you, or was it tame, or how was it concerning the gore?
Funny you asked me that, because I sat and I watched it, and I'm looking at the picture that you have popped up right now. Maybe I mean, the heart part obviously, looked really good. Realistic, I guess. But the blood around it was kind of like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So what actually got to me more was the sealed boxes with the blood dripping out of it. That was a little like, ew. And I think that's why I kind of saw the difference between horror, scary, and gore. So, what are you guys doing back here? The dogs. I got my blind dog. He's like literally like directly behind the chair right here.
There's our little Teddy, our little mascot. Yep.
Yeah, his head is under the seat, and with being that he's blind, he just like goes places. He doesn't realize how silly he looks with his head underneath the chair.
That poor guy.
Now he's laying down. Oh, he's so cute. Okay.
He knew you were talking about him.
Right. So now he's laying down. He's got his head next to my foot, but he is still technically under the chair. Anyway.
So we get the Valentine's Day gift with the bloody heart, but also another running thing, because we get these hearts often, is these poems that are sent with the bloody hearts, like for calling cards. And the one I have on screen right now, roses are red, violets are blue, one is dead, and so are you. The other calling cards are just as cheesy as this one, but I think it kind of fits how Valentines are supposed to be kind of cheesy like that. So I think that was kind of a fun touch.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, because the whole thing is supposed to be fun anyway, because the whole town was decorated like a kindergarten class.
Yes, it really was.
On Valentine's Day.
You had these kids that were supposed to be right out of high school, early college, who looked like they were 45, but they decorated like they were 6.
Right. It was back in the day when they hired actors to portray younger instead of just hiring younger people. Hi again. Here he is. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was cute. It did walking through the town reminded me of kindergarten, when you had to bring out little Valentines, and you had to make everything out of paper. So we made like little pouches and stapled them, drew pictures, and hung them on the back of our chair so that people could come around and put the Valentines in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely what it reminded me of. And I thought Mabel was really cute. I
loved her.
Yeah, she was a sweet character. How excited she was. But then I wondered, like, is she really from the town? Because if everyone else was still in this fear of, having a Valentine's Day party, how come she wasn't? She was like, oh, fiddly dee. Yeah.
Did you think so? Here's the thing. Did you think maybe she was involved with the way that she wasn't afraid or worried about this, not having a Valentine's? Was that did that ever drop into your head that she might have been involved, or no? You always thought no, never.
I thought she was just going to be first.
Yeah, because she's the character you like. That's why.
Right, she's the character you like, and I mean, I actually, since you asked me that question, I thought it was the guy from Jaws. Just kidding. No, the bartender, because the bar scene reminded me of Jaws, when like there was that sea captain and they're telling stories of whatever. I don't remember Jaws that much. Remember there was that. So,
Yeah.
excuse me, what?
Yeah, because that's the
There
very
he
next
is.
scene that's the very next scene we get. Hey, Teddy. That's the very next scene we get is we're at the bar and we meet, because everything you'll learn with the 80s when it's a slasher movie, you always have that harbinger of doom, these lands are cursed or whatever. And that's what it is. We get to the bartender and he tells the story that we already told of the cave-in and Harry having to feed on people and stuff like that. And I'll just say right there, this was my favorite scene because that bartender, the way he told the story, he told it like it was like an old urban legend, like an old ghost story. And he was pretty fucking spooky to begin with, in my opinion,
Right.
that actor. And I think he really did a good job. And, we do get to see, like you said, we see the cave-in, we see Harry feasting on somebody. And then 1 year later, we see Harry, in his mining outfit, he takes the pickaxe to one of the supervisors, and we see it's a good effect where the pickaxe goes in the guy's chest, and it's not overly bloody, but it, no pun intended, it made the point. That's exactly what I was going to say. And I think I really liked the way that this bartender told I guess you'd say the legend of Harry Warden. And that's why there was no Valentine's Day celebrations for 20 years.
And I didn't even realize until just now, like, I don't know that it was 20 years ago and these people are supposed to be 25. I think they should have emphasized that a little bit more. I don't know, maybe just for me, but because I keep forgetting, I was like, why do these people like not care that this happened?
Yeah, they just shrug it off.
Yeah, and I guess it's like, nowadays we don't need to mention any of the numerous things that have happened over the past 20 years where
we're oblivious to it now. It's just like, oh, well, that happened. Well, it's Tuesday, so it might as well,
Right. Yeah. The people that were young when it happened or not born yet, just, it doesn't, they have like no whatever. So of course, history is going to repeat itself. Just like it did in the film. This film should be a cautionary tale, actually, for folks not listening to the past.
That's right. You don't want this guy coming after you.
No, that was scary. Okay.
I like the look of Harry Warden. It's super simple. He's literally just in a mining outfit. But he looks cool. He looks very intimidating. And when he's in the mine with all the mist and the smoke, the camera does its job and it makes him look scary, especially when he's going after the couples and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like when so it's later in the film, but yes.
Yeah.
I was wondering like how many Halloween mazes have been based off of this movie? It's pretty scary. It was scary. Like I was glad I started watching it it was daytime. I think I started watching it around 4:00. Took a little bit longer because of all the commercial breaks, but and then I had to take care of some dog stuff. But I was grateful that it was daytime when I started watching it, and the dogs around me. There were some it did bring me some flashbacks to when I was 11 or 12 and I saw it before, about how scary it was. Just the sound of the breathing, and there's no way in hell you'll get me in a mine shaft.
No. I'm not claustrophobic, but I'm not going in a fucking mine. I don't care. Right. And we talked about how much you loved Mabel. Well, here comes the scene that probably disappointed you or made you sad the most. This is where Harry does some laundry. We're at the laundromat, and Mabel gets some candy, and Mabel's she gets there is because we get the heart-shaped box, and Harry shows up, chases Mabel around, and we have a quick cut. Literally, it's him chasing her. She falls. We get the pickaxe going towards the ground, and then it cuts to Axel and TJ. They're drinking in like a junkyard or something like that. So
I have to say though, so first I wrote going back to my notes, the old man telling the story reminded me of Jaws, and then I said Harry's back in town, or is he?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wrote.
Yep.
Or is he? And then I wrote, no, not Mabel.
Yep.
No, not Mabel. I felt like she put up a really good fight.
Yeah.
You know, even though I had saw it when I was, younger, when it first came out, I don't remember everything. And I was like, did she make it?
Mm-hmm.
Because she really was. She got far away.
Mm-hmm.
All the other one, well, we're not giving anything away. People have seen the movie. All the other ones.
It came out in 1981. Go ahead. Spoil what you do. Go ahead.
All the other deaths happened in very close proximity.
Yes.
She was like getting away, and I thought, oh my God, someone's gonna run in and catch the guy, who's doing this, or maybe he'll run off in the distance or something like that. But I just didn't remember Mabel getting it, because all the other ones usually, had to do with the heart or something like that. And Teddy, please. And then when the police chief, showed up the next morning and their laundry was going, I was like, so wait a second. So people went in to do, oh God, you got the screenshot. People went in to do laundry after this happened, like nobody saw her. Or my other thought was, Teddy, stop. My other thought was, how come the laundry is still going after all of this time? How many quarters did these people have?
My thought was, seeing how crispy she was, how fucking hot did the dryers get? You know what I mean? Because she looked like, this time it was made in Canada. She looked like beef jerky when that lid was open and she flopped out. I'm like, good Lord, you're putting two and two together, and that she basically got the pickaxe to the head, but when they find her body, she's all dried out like a piece of jerky, like a piece of beef. And that was the first thing I thought of, was how hot do those fucking dryers get? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was charred.
That was one scene where I turned my face away. I turned my face away because I did not want to see that. And gratefully on Pluto, where I watched it, it seemed like it was a really quick cut, and then it went to a commercial. That was, oh, thank God. But I was like, I saw enough. He opened the door, and it looked like she had googly eyes or something. Yeah. I couldn't even really make out what it was. But I did make a mental note that these death scenes were a lot better than the ones in Halloween, where their death scenes, had their eyes crossing and their tongue out.
And that's what I liked about doing this show with you, is I had never noticed when Annie was strangled in the car, that when her face went on the I guess the window, like her eyes just literally, they did definitely crossed. So I appreciate that. That was fun. One thing we accidentally skipped over was, we find out there's a love triangle, because Axel, he's the blonde, and then TJ's the dark-haired guy. They're drinking and they're fighting over the girl Sarah, who you said looked like E.G. Daily, and I kind of see a little bit of it. And it's just, I mean, it was just a 30-second, maybe 2-minute scene that I think was just padding, maybe trying to add some tension. And then we get a scene where the cop is calling, I don't know if I think it's the cop, it's the sheriff. He's calling the insane asylum, and there are no records of Harry Warden being there at all. Like, there's no death records, there's no sign-in records, nothing like that. So it's another one of these making you wonder, who is Harry Warden? Did he really exist? Is he really there? Is it an assumed name? Is it a ghost story type of thing? Because then something really is up. And then it made me think that maybe, because like I told you that I asked you if you thought Mabel was involved, it might be more than just Harry doing these killings.
Well, I thought, if Mike Myers can learn to drive and read a map and all that other stuff, when he escaped his insane asylum, maybe Harry Harry Warden, maybe Harry Warden had enough wherewithal to stop by the file room first on his way out and grab his file.
You know what? I've thought of worse. So that could have been. We find out that the dance is canceled, so all the 45-year-olds are upset. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we go down and do it in the mine? You know what I
Wait a
mean? No.
second.
Yes, Melissa.
Since we were talking about how the Sarah looked like E.G. Daily, we forgot to mention how JT looks an awful lot like Casey Affleck.
A little bit. I did check because to make sure that they are related, and they're not. They are not.
They aren't?
No, I went because I was wondering, like, because you thought it was their dad.
Yeah.
I checked just to see, and no, they are not part of the Affleck family.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
All I'm going to say is Wikipedia has known to be wrong a lot of times. So
I mean, they have the same accent. They
Yeah.
have this. I mean, I don't believe it. I'm still going to promote it as being Casey Affleck's dad.
Hey, you know what? If that gets us some more views and listens, we'll take it. We don't care. We will ride those coattails.
Okay. All right.
So we got got dances canceled. 45-year-old kids are upset that we're going to go take the dance into the mine. And this is where creepy Mr. Bartender is killed. He is trying to scare the kids away. I guess he's trying to make a fake Harry Warden in like I don't know, some type of door where he closes it, and then like a fake Harry Warden like jumps out at them. And he's drunk, obviously, because he opens the door, does it like 3 times and laughs. And then, you know, the 4th time or whatever, we get the real Harry Warden. And we get a cool death. We get the pickaxe swung up, and it goes through his jaw, and then Harry just drags him away. So we know something is up. And then I wrote down.
I turned my face away on that one too.
Yeah. I couldn't help tearing my face away from this one. I watched it, but I shook my head because we go from that good kill with the bartender to random dude boiled in hot dog water.
Yeah. Okay. Now see.
Explain the scene, please, Melissa. Yes.
That was the one thing that I remember from the first time watching it was something about a heart ending up in a pot of hot dogs, you know, similar to, you know, the bunny rabbit in Fatal Attraction.
Yeah. One thing we didn't mention, the hearts that are being sent in these boxes of chocolate. Harry is taking all the hearts out of his victims, and then he's putting them there and then giving them to people. So yeah, keep going.
Right. Okay. So, but cause I was a little like, Teddy, stop. Yeah, this random guy walks in, and they make this whole conversation about how clean shaven he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And then his girlfriend, his date. What? Oh my God. I'm good. This is like a replay of the first episode.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to take him outside. We're gonna lose some light for a second.
That's okay. That's okay.
Anyway.
You do what you got to do. We were talking about hot dog water.
Right. So, yeah, hot dog water. So it was kind of like they, you know, the heart looked the same color as the hot dogs. So it didn't. Go ahead, everyone out. It didn't look particularly scary because it wasn't all bloody like all these parts.
Yeah, it was boiled.
So, right. And but you know, before that though, I was like, so these people have this party, and I noticed all the Jiffy Pop in the box when they were throwing stuff out. Anyway, and then you know, there's a kitchen with boiling hot dogs. Why is it dark? Why is the kitchen dark? You know, I told you most of these shows, most of these movies that I watch, I come out with a lot of questions as to why.
Yeah.
Like, why are they doing this? Like, you know, I know it's for the movie, but you know, if these were real life people, why are they leaving?
If you're in the kitchen, turn on the light.
Right. How are you gonna see what you're doing? And the other thing too was like, how did nobody hear what was going on?
Yeah.
I mean, like they were playing music out of a car 8-track player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hooked up to some sort of speaker or something, which I do remember, you know, doing back in that time before portable radios were, I don't know. I just I remember seeing people play music out of their car stereo that was removed and hooked up to speakers. And this was before removable car stereos, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's a little bit of a time warp. So yeah, I was like, how did nobody, and also now knowing who the killer is, how the hell did he have enough time to like be at the party, get into his mining outfit, kill the guy, and then go back into the party as if he was always there?
Yeah. Well, you know what it was? This was made in 1981, where there were no such thing as live streams and podcasts, and people like us who try to like look at all the nooks and crannies. And I am enjoying this movie with the the creative kills. Like I do like the idea of the calling cards with the cheesy Valentines and the hearts in the box, but boiling his face in hot dog water, that's the part where I'm really shaking my head. And I'm like, this is definite low budget 80s, but it is what it is. You got to go with what they gave you. And I'm just like, okay, here we go.
It did bring some pain to my face. And that's the other thing too. Each of the kills like really hurt.
Yeah.
Like I could feel the pain of that,
Yeah.
But then, I thought what was more creepy though was when they stuck him into the refrigerator and what was going on with his face? Was that
I think it's because his skin started bubbling because you went from the direct heat to the direct cold, and it just kind of, you know what I mean? So I think that was just his skin bursting because of that.
Okay, sorry. Clearly I did the right thing by letting them outside, but now I can't get them to come back in.
Is it still snowing out there? Jeez.
It's just still there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's like well, this is snow that has come off the roof also.
Okay. So, yeah, because we're at 60 degrees tomorrow. Our snow's all gone finally.
Oh Jesus, I hate you guys. No, I got a big block of ice right above my head here. It's like a 10-foot block of ice that every day I go outside and I try to work on it a little bit. It's on I don't know, like someone in the 1960s came up to this house built in 1813 and decided, you know what, we're going to build a flat roofed extension addition onto this house. And so, but the flat roof, you can access it through a door, I guess to use as a deck if you wanted to during the sun, but during the winter all it does is just catch the snow that falls off the slate roof. Hey everybody, come on.
Yeah, Tom Baker in the chat just said it's snowing like crazy here in Brussels. I've seen some pictures of I think it was in Russia where they had piles up to like the second story of buildings and stuff like that. It's just nuts. My buddy lives in South Carolina. They got like 6 to 8 inches, and they close the town when they get like 1 to 2 because they're not prepared for it.
Yeah. I did not know that it snowed in South Carolina.
Yeah, it rarely does. If they get an inch, they have to close the town because they have no plows, no salt trucks, nothing.
Come on, everybody. Inside time. Teddy, come on.
Come on, kids.
Inside time. All right. 2 down, 1 to go. I'm also dog sitting. Athena, she's always stubborn. Athena, come on. Inside. Let's go. Inside time. Here we go. Yes, you're getting a glimpse of what I really do. Look, come on.
See, only on watch what now? Will you start with a discussion on My Bloody Valentine and then watch dogs go to the bathroom?
Right.
We are really earning those 5-star reviews, and we appreciate it.
Well, I think I on the Instagram post I wrote, will be a discussion about film, but there'll also be, some trash talk and gossip and.
Oh, that's what we do. We have no format. That's what I like. Like we do go from point A to point B in the story, but our tangents are abound, and it is what it is. Like I said, it's just general conversation. You know what I mean? It's water cooler talk.
Right.
So okay. I got after dude is boiled in hot dog water. They're all in the mines. TJ. Oh wait, no, they're not in the mines yet. TJ and Axel get into a fist fight over Sarah at the bar. And then we're down in the mines. And this was an interesting kill. The only person, I only remember 2 chicks. I know Sarah because she's the blonde. She looks like E.G. Daily, like you said. And then there was Sylvia because she has an interesting kill. She is impaled on a shower spigot.
Okay. Sylvia.
Yes.
Now at the beginning of the movie, when all the guys, when the banjo music is playing and they're all like hightailing it out of there and spinning, making donuts with their cars and all that other stuff.
Yeah, they're doing the Duke Boy stuff. Yep.
Right. And then they're all greeted by their women at various locations. Now, Sylvia, I specifically remember because when she was greeted by her boyfriend or the guy, that he picked her up by her head. And
yes, that's right.
And I was like, oh, that's gotta hurt. I can't believe that. A few things that ran through my mind, like that's gotta hurt, and like I can't believe that they let the actor do that. Because I was picked up by my head once and it didn't feel good. Anyway, so like I just it stuck out when we see her at the beginning of the film, and then to have her kill be in the same manner. I was wondering, was it on purpose that happened?
Perhaps maybe like a red herring, make you think it's her boyfriend that did it.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, no way Mabel could do this one. Okay, so she is impaled. Then I have they find Dave's head in the freezer that we talked about. Everyone panics. It's Harry Warden. He's back. Blah blah blah. And then now this was a really cool scene. I thought I'm gonna keep calling him Harry until the end of the movie. Harry is just walking down the walkway, and he's just breaking all the light bulbs with his pickaxe. And again, like we said, it's a simple costume, but I think he looks really cool, really menacing. Pickaxe can be scary, and the way he's breaking those light bulbs, I think that, and the fact that they're in a mine, there's really nowhere to go, or you can easily get lost. I do think that added to the intensity at least a little bit in dread in the chase scene.
Right. Yeah, I think that's why I wrote, what a great idea. Let's tour the abandoned area.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happens I wrote down Mike and Harriet gets separated from the group. And this is where I just put, I don't know what I called him. I said this guy here, one of the kids, the oldest kid who looks like he's pushing 50. I don't know why I was getting a weird Ron Jeremy vibe from him.
You're talking about the one in the forefront?
The one with the glasses.
Oh, okay.
The older guy with the glasses. He goes to find Mike and Harriet, and he sees them. He sees Mike impaled on and her impaled on like a giant screw. I think it is. It looks like there's like a giant twisted piece of metal coming through their body.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll be honest. I thought their death pose was really sweet.
I don't see. I didn't know if they were trying to be sexual again, because the beginning where the lady with the tattoo was kind of playing with his breathing apparatus. I don't know if they were screwed while they were trying to screw type of thing, because they're on top of each other and there's this big metal screw coming out of them.
No, because when they not the fact that they went into the separate room, of course, was stupid, because it's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when they were in that room and they just looked so cuddly and content with each other, like she looked very fluffy and comfortable, and they kissed very sweetly. And so then when they showed that they had died and it was like some sort of screw thing, I couldn't tell what it was, if it was a chain or
I had to rewind it and pause it, and it just honestly it looks like a giant, like if you hold a corkscrew, like the handles in your hand and you just have the screw part coming up from between your fingers. That's exactly what it made me think of, is like a giant corkscrew. Why that's in the mine, I don't know. I don't know if it's something they use to turn like electrical and turn on to dig through the rocks. Who has no idea? I have no idea.
Well, maybe that's why it was so lit poorly. It was so that we couldn't really tell what it was.
Well, like I said, 1981, they're not expecting us to pull this apart. Yeah.
Right. So 40, how many years later people would be discussing it?
Yeah, I was born in 81. Oof.
No, good for you. Anyway.
So Mr. 45-year-old kid, he finds them, and this is the one that got me. This is the injury that got me, is he gets shot multiple times in the face with a nail gun from Harry. Harry's got a nail gun. He just fires multiple nails in his face, and we don't really see a lot of blood, but I got the picture. You know what I mean? That made me wince a lot. And then he goes to the other group. They find him, and he falls down dead.
You know about Hollis?
Is that his name, Hollis? Okay.
Yeah, Hollis. Yeah, I started writing down names because usually you're really good with the names. Like I learned because I was getting confused between Howard and Hollis. Howard was the jokester.
That's right.
And I thought I liked his character in the movie because I obviously added some comedy relief, because if it wasn't for him doing stupid shit like drinking beer through his nose, there would be nothing. It would just be.
This is what I think. This is why I think they're supposed to be college kids, but they couldn't find anyone of college kids' age. You know what I mean? So this is all that showed up to the casting. So they were like, okay, we'll just make you them.
Well, there was a movie that I did once, one time in Vancouver. Anyway, a film that I did once, and low budget and comparably speaking, and so you often take people from the crew to do background stuff. I don't think that was the fact with the character of Howard, right. But there was a film that I did, and the director was like, who can do stupid shit? Yeah, I can't remember. and one of the guys, he's from Sweden, goes, I could breathe a condom through my nose. And we're like, what?
How does a person learn that they can do that?
I
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But
Jesus Christ.
He breathed the condom up through his nose and then pulled out the end through his mouth and did this with it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, now you guys all have that visual like I do.
Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Anyway.
So after the condom talk, Axel arrives to help Sarah and the other girl, and he's getting them out. And he has this gigantic fucking log, and he swings it, and he hits TJ in the gut. And this is also when the sheriff arrives, and he's called all the backup, and he's gonna go into the mine and try to help.
Well, wait a second. We kind of skipped over this whole thing about TJ and Axel are the love triangle for Sarah.
Right. Yeah.
And Sarah's in the mine with her friends without either of the guys. And TJ, the not Ben Affleck dad, convinces Axel, we need to go down there together. Let's do this. We're going to do this. We're going to rescue Sarah. This is for Sarah. And throughout the whole movie, Axel's a total asshole.
That's how I was able to remember his name, because I kept thinking Axl Rose, and Axl Rose is this big asshole. So that's how I was able to remember his name.
So, so they bro up and they're like, high five it. We're going to go rescue the girl that we both mutually love. Let's do it. Set aside our differences. But when they got into that little elevator thing together, I was like, no. I would not. Which also, it did puzzle me. They got into it together, but when they came out, there was only one. Where did the other one go?
Exactly.
Something we didn't see, I guess. As my ex-boyfriend, film director of mine, used to say, you're supposed to suspend your disbelief. Okay.
Well, there's suspending disbelief, and then there's really suspending disbelief. You know what I mean?
So whenever I used to go to the movies with him and always, have whys. Why? Yeah. Why? And he'd be like, just suspend your disbelief. Okay. Okay, I'll try to do that. So.
Okay. Next. Okay. I'm still thinking about the fucking condom through the nose. Jeez.
He's the same guy that directed that movie too, which is funny.
Oh my God. Anyway. Hey, you know what? A talent is a talent, I guess, Okay, next, everybody's climbing up a ladder, and there is.
Okay, wait a second.
Okay. Are you still talking about the love triangle?
Have we mentioned? Okay, have we really? Because they're doing their own little chat down here. Have you really emphasized the fact that they're all down in the mine? How many went down there first? So there's Sarah, her friend in the red dress, who, by the way, earlier in the movie said it was going to be cut down to here. It was not.
Right.
So
I'm trying to think.
Sarah, girl in the red dress. Howard, the Sure.
Howard the Joker, then the other guy, the guy with the mustache.
So I guess
That's
it's just the four of them?
Yeah, it's just the four of them.
Okay.
Not counting TJ and Axel. Yeah, it's the four of them.
Okay, the four of them and then the two later. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, we've caught up on the killing of all the people. Yeah. So now we're at where, yes, they are both down there, and now Harry is stalking the girls, right? Is it now just the two girls? Or because Howard, no, that's right. It was supposed to be Howard and the two girls, Sarah and her friend in the red dress, and then Howard took off.
Howard took off, and then they're climbing the ladder, and they find Harold's body. Harold falls down, remember, and isn't he's hung by a noose, and then his head
decapitated.
Well, he's hung by a noose, and then his head snaps off, and then his headless body falls down. So what are they just they realize, okay, maybe Harry's up there, so let's go back down to the very bottom of the ladder to where to begin with. Patrick.
Well, as we get to the end of the movie, then we figure out why that is. But
yeah, Patrick,
like, yeah, sure, make them all climb back down to where they just came from.
Yeah, Patrick asks, are there any dogs or cats in this movie? No cats.
Yes.
I was very worried. There are some dogs. I was very worried. I hadn't seen this movie. I'm like, I hope something doesn't happen. And Melissa's very upset with me. They're just
random dogs,
and they're sniffing through the trash, and getting into the boxes. I guess the bloody heart boxes that are on the sidewalk.
Well, the first dog that you see is actually when the sheriff, he's a passenger in the vehicle, the truck, and he opens the box with the bloody heart, and they reverse and make a 3-point turn and speed away, and this dog comes running out and starts chasing the truck. I thought they were going to run over that dog.
And I was wondering, like, does that have anything to do with the story? No. I think it was just a random
dog,
lost dog got on set, and they're like, well, we don't have the time or money to reshoot it, we'll just keep it in the movie. But yeah, there is that one scene, and then there's the scene where the two I guess you would say homeless dogs, I hate to say it, because you can tell they haven't been given baths in weeks. They're sniffing through and getting into the boxes with the hearts.
Right. And those look like random dogs too. I mean, I don't think you could train a dog to behave that stray. Like they're kind of scary dogs.
Yeah.
They're like, let's get some more of those dogs that are friends with the black dog that chased the truck.
So everybody goes back down the ladders, and Axel has, air quotes, off screen fallen through a beam and gone down into a cavern that's that's full of water. We just see his mining helmet sink lower and lower and lower, and TJ says it's just too deep. He's gone for. There's no point of going after him. And then Harry shows up, and he impales the brunette with a pickaxe. And this is where it gets really good, but then we get to the ending, which I'll get to, which I think takes away a little bit, but I can kind of put two and two together.
Oh, wait, I have to go back before the girl gets killed.
Yes.
When she was going crazy over Hollis getting shot in the head with a nail gun.
Yes.
She's going hysterical or whatever. And Sarah just, get it together, girl. Yeah.
That was again. We'll go. But we already mentioned the shower scene in Carrie. This is the scene where the teacher, hey, you know what? She just bitch slapped Carrie just to snap her out of it.
Right. That's what I wrote. 80s horror, where you can slap women in the face to stop hysteria.
That's right, and it's a well-known medical fact that it works.
I grew up believing that it was okay to slap women in the face. They do it on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
But sure, climb all the way. Okay. All right. Now we're pretty much at the end. Go ahead.
Okay. I got we think Axel has drowned. Harry shows up, impales the brunette. They're TJ and Sarah are confronted by Harry in the mine carts, and it obviously can't be from this town because there's literally only like 10 people that live in this town. It's like every cop from the next county shows up to go down in the mine. And this is where
it was every man.
Okay. Yes, every man, because women aren't allowed to be cops back in the 80s.
He very specifically said, grab every man you got.
That's right.
and go to the mine.
Well, that's because the women are too busy in hysterics, and they'd have to be slapped to get the job done. That's what it was.
True. Okay. Clearly can't handle police work because they just go crazy all the time.
I know. And so there's a struggle, and then Harry's mask is knocked off, and it is Axel under there. Now, with this reveal, did you put 2 and 2 together at this point? Did you think that the drowning was a fake out and it was really Axel under the mining gear, or did you think it was just going to be another rando person that we haven't met when we got the reveal?
Well, I'll be honest.
Let me rephrase that. How do you feel that it was actually Axel doing it the whole time? How about that?
Oh, I wrote, I don't understand the motivation.
I don't either. That's the problem I have with this fucking movie. Like, I'm enjoying the movie, cheesiness aside, but once we get to this reveal, that it kind of pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do? Because the reveal is that Axel, because like we said, once Harry escaped the insane asylum, he was out, and then he killed the 2 supervisors, the foremen. Right. Well, apparently the one that we saw killed on screen, Axel was that guy's son. They were playing hide and seek or something. He was hiding under the bed, and he saw Harry kill his dad, and then it snapped, I guess.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Okay.
There was no sign that this poor kid was going to lose it. Clearly, they didn't send him to therapy after he saw his dad. And the other thing too, he had blood all over him. Then he started sucking his thumb.
Yeah. And then the cop does show up because when he was talking to the lady from the asylum who said, there's no records of Harry here, blah blah blah, and she said there's one more thing I can do, but it'll take a couple days. That's why he didn't want any women involved, because he was probably pissed off of that woman that he had to talk to on the phone. So he probably got the information, because literally right when he goes down there, before we get the reveal that it's Axel, he says Harry Warden died like 5 years ago or some bullshit like that. It's just one drop line. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to get it. But this made me, this is where I'm really, I understand Teddy. It's pissing me off too. This is where I'm just like, wow. I really wish it was Harry Warden, because the whole next 10 minutes is just kind of eye-rolling to me, because we get the reveal that it was Axel, the reveal that Axel lost his mind when he saw his dad killed, and there's no mention of it. And then there's a cave-in. I don't remember how the cave-in happens. Do you remember how the cave-in happens?
Oh, in the current time? Or
yes.
Yeah, because Axel, now that we know it's him, was swinging his pickaxe, and he kept knocking down the wooden barriers that were holding rocks. So,
yes, Patrick, the sheriff was innocent. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was the sheriff's friend, actually, because we didn't see him as much. Like the one that kept saying, "You need to cancel the party."
Right. Yeah, and that makes you think that why would he would be the perfect one to do it instead of fucking Axel. So we have the cave in, and Sarah and TJ are okay, and then we see Axel on the other side of the cave in. He must have cut or chewed his own arm off, because he now doesn't have an arm, and he's just stumbling away.
Yeah, his hand pops up out of the rubble.
Yeah.
And so to me it was like, oh, that
again, like Carrie, like the end of Carrie.
Oh yeah. It seemed clearly like the arm was still attached to him, and then I guess it was like, "You're not gonna catch me, coppers."
Yeah, like a coyote in a trap. He bites his own arm off, and then he walks away, yelling and screaming. Harry Warden is here. Blah blah blah. Sarah, will you be my Bloody Valentine? And then
now
disappears.
He's acting crazy.
Now he's finally acting crazy. I wrote here's literally what I wrote. Harry is Axel. Cave in, loses arm, walks away. Fucking dumb ending. We have a creepy song, like during the credits.
Yeah, I mean, it did seem like, now that I reflecting to when I saw this when I was like 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. Was there a part 2? Was there a number 2, or was it just a remake? Okay,
it's just the remake that came out. Yeah.
Okay. See, to me, I was like, oh, there's a part 2 coming.
Nope, never happens.
It never
happens. So that is my Bloody Valentine. Before we get to your favorite scene and rating, Melissa, overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts. I thought. I think like kind of like what I said at the beginning of the broadcast was even though it wasn't as scary, technically, I guess as like Halloween could be scary. I thought as far as horror goes, it was better.
Okay.
Than Halloween, and so like this movie, watching.
Did you like that there was more gore in this than there was in Halloween? That Halloween is pretty much bloodless, and this one is the complete opposite.
Well, it makes me believe again, that the original Halloween was meant to be a comedy.
You will die on that hill, won't you?
I will. Yep, I will. And like this movie, they didn't waste any time. Like I think as far as like a horror movie goes, like it's good for its genre. Like it's meant to be. Now I'm sounding like all professional now. I'm sounding like Eric here. But
Jesus, shut up.
For a newbie who's learning, felt like it did the job.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
I forgot my train of thought. So yeah, the horror with the the bloody it's so simple. Like, but God, I kept wondering. The Harry character had to go out somewhere and buy all these heart-shaped boxes.
Yep.
Like
the prep time.
Right.
And Axel had to be in great shape, like you said, to get from here to there to here to there, get in the mine outfit, get out of the miner's outfit, get back in the miner's outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you whining? I have a dog over here howling.
You all right?
Yeah.
Is she? Okay.
I think she's but they all just make weird noises.
Jeez.
Dogs are funny. But yeah, no, I think like it was completely different for me watching this movie than it was kind of I guess I could see where the joy is in watching a film like this, for fans such as yourself, fans of the horror genre. I mean, because sometimes they're silly, they're funny. She's just over there going, I don't know why. Okay, what is this? After this weekend, Jason. Oh.
Well, he should.
Okay. Oh, Sharkoween coming in 2026.
Oh God, no, we're not. I'm not going to put Melissa through something called Sharkoween. Tom asks, "How is the remake?" Once I give my score, I'll be fairly honest. I do think this is not going to get a bad score from me. I think it's going to be getting a fair score, but I do prefer the remake, to be honest. I like. Higher budget. It's in 3D. The characters are a little bit more likable. The kills are more. Yeah, when it came out, the kills are more over the top. So it's just a little bit like fun factor wise. I prefer the remake.
Okay.
All right, Melissa, favorite scene and final score for My Bloody Valentine, 1981.
I actually give it 5.
Wow.
I give it 5 Valentine Cupids.
Wow.
I was going to say 5 pickaxes, but that would be too obvious.
Good for you. I'm surprised. Okay.
My favorite scene, I think, what was my favorite scene? I had it before. You know what? One thing we didn't touch on was when he took her out to see her favorite spot from like a year ago.
Oh, that's right. I think they're on the beach or something, right?
Yeah, that was a nice kind of little scene. I like that. I liked when he like kidnapped her from work. When TJ kidnapped her from work and put her in the car, like, because he had just gotten into a fight with Axel at work, and he was the only one that didn't stop to take a shower, so he could rush over, pick up his ex-girlfriend. Would he have flowers or something? And he put her in the car, and he drove her to the favorite spot. I guess if I wanted to be sappy, that would be my favorite scene.
Hey,
but
that's okay.
I kind of also liked the kill spot between Harriet and Michael. Is that his name? I just thought, yeah, Michael and Harriet, they died together. Like, even though they died in tragedy, the way that they died, like, they were just in each other's arms, and she looked like a very soft landing. And
warm.
Warm.
I enjoyed this one a lot more with this viewing than I did my initial viewing, a handful of years ago. I'm going to give this 3.5 crispy Mabels out of 5.
At first, I was going to say there was no donuts because I was expecting to hear Krispy Kreme.
Crispy Mabels out of 5. This was it was a lot more fun watching it this time, despite its cheesiness. There were characters other than Axel. I didn't hate anybody. I did like Mabel. I even liked the sheriff and the mayor. They were fine. I liked the creativity with the hearts in the box. You know what I mean? With the cheesy little Valentines. It's not the best, but it's, it's not the worst. I understand why people would put this, who love 80s slashers, would put this so high. And you know what? I'm very surprised. I'm glad you gave it a 5. Wow, this is so. For ladies and gentlemen, Melissa has publicly said that this movie is as good as The Substance and Train to Busan.
Okay, wait a second. I'm putting them in my own little sub genres, though. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you gave. I understand that because Troll got a 4 from you because you said it's a comedy. But this is now made to our top 5. Our top 5 right now is our number 1 movie is This Is Spinal Tap. Train to Busan and Wreck both have a perfect 10. The Substance is at 9.5, and My Bloody Valentine is at 8.5. So you know what? I'm glad you enjoyed it. So with that, because I'm sure Teddy is just craving attention, we will get to what we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. As we said, if we will show favoritism, if you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Facebook, we will bump your request up to the front of the line.
Teddy, stop!
No, that wasn't for him because I was just thinking. No, that was what I was thinking about. March. In 2 weeks, we will March 1st. We're starting out tough. We're starting out good, in my opinion. Barb from Fear the Talking Heads. We will be doing her request of The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, wow.
This is a fun one. I think it came out 2010, around that area. It's a very good horror comedy with Chris Hemsworth and a bunch of other recognizable people that I won't spoil for you. One of my honestly favorite horror movies. I think you will have a lot of fun now that you have learned certain tropes when it comes to horror movies. There's the guy. And then because we show favoritism to our friends, I am not putting up a screen grab, but then after that is St. Patrick's Day. And thanks to Shelley, we will be discussing the first Leprechaun movie. But I know I know our Baker's Dozen episode. I will be very surprised if you don't enjoy that one, Melissa, with Cabin in the Woods.
Okay, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that is in the chat. I'm not going to name everybody because I'll feel like a dick if I forget somebody. But again, I appreciate all the positive feedback that we've gotten, whether it's the audio or the sharing of the videos. Please leave a comment if you're in the chat. Once this is over, literally go back to the video, give us a thumbs up and a comment. It helps spread it out on YouTube. Share it out. I'm very proud that our little show is starting to finally grow. It's something I look forward to every 2 weeks with you, Melissa, to just sit down and shoot the shit. And I think we've decided we're going to kind of stick to Sundays because it seems like that's where we get the most interaction with the chat.
Yeah. And Yes, I agree.
So our little mascot needs attention. So I will say, I am Eric. That is Melissa. And what do we always say at the end, Melissa? Adopt.
Don't shop.
Exactly. Teddy is proof of that right there.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
right.
You know what? And blind dogs are like a whole other thing. Like not an old blind dog, but like a young blind a dog who's always been blind and doesn't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a whole nother animal, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just funny. I text every once in a while with his the volunteer who got him out of the shelter for me.
Mhm.
And he also has a dog with no eyes. And we were comparing notes, and they're very similar. And
Really?
so it's kind of funny. Yeah. So if you like a dog who's like attached to you and will never leave your side, oh my gosh.
I've seen it's every two, like me and Melissa, we text all the time, but she always watches the movie right before we stream, and I always get the same picture. It's you trying to watch the movie and Teddy's face right in the camera.
She's right in front of me every time. Time. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
but with that, I had a good time, Melissa. I'm glad you enjoyed the
Me too.
movie. Thank you again to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the growth. Share us out. Yada, yada, yada. Adopt, don't shop. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Cabin in the Woods. Thanks to Barb.
bye.
Take care, everybody. See you in the next one.